All right, I have a meeting in a little bit, but I wanted to get in a quick two-lesson Tuesday for you. So many lessons from being wrong. I know you don't want to hear that. You want to think that, oh, Tim is always right. I'm always going to be right. The stock market is so easy. No, sometimes you're going to be wrong, and you're going to have to understand what do you do when you are wrong. So this was RWLK. I covered it yesterday, frankly, just because I had a morning meeting this morning. And so sometimes it's good to have a busy life. It protects you. But even if I had been short RWLK overnight, I was shorting this in like the 1550s here, 1560 area, and I probably would have gotten out roughly break even, maybe a small loss because it didn't follow my plan. And that is today's lesson. Let me just show you something. There are no perfect traders. Every great trader I know has made some mistakes, mostly big mistakes. And so I want you to learn from those mistakes and get better. I know that having a big loss sucks. It takes away your confidence. It takes away your account. A lot of people give up. But what you have to understand is you should utilize these losses, whether they're small losses or big losses or even being wrong like I was on RWLK. I always put together a plan and look at my daily watch list. This is why the watch lists are so good. I say 9 stocks to watch tomorrow. It's so important for you to watch these. And I say, all of these are potential shorts, and I talk about it. And I said, look, I'll look to reshort RWLK and EARS, ideally into spikes. So as it turned out, even though I expected a morning panic on RWLK, shorting it into a spike actually would have worked out quite nicely. I didn't do it. Instead, I shorted EARS into this spike. And it didn't drop, and so I got out. I lost a few $100. Not a big deal. If I was, stubborn and I was like, no, this stock has to crash. It's a junk company, as too many short sellers and wannabe short sellers are, I would have lost big because it just keeps making new highs. When you're shorting a stock near its highs, and let me just show you the past few days. High here was like 5, the high here was like 505, and the high here was like 499.5-ish. So this is the third time that it comes to 5. The previous 2 times, it was a quick spike and drop. And today, we didn't really have that much of a drop. And that is what signaled that it could go higher. And so when I shorted it, I don't know, at like 480-ish, and it didn't drop, guess what? I'm just going to cut losses. I would be down 30, 40 cents a share right now if I didn't cut losses. I gave it nearly an hour, so I gave it time. And that is today's lesson. Two-lesson Tuesday. Go in with a plan and stick to the plan. It's okay to be wrong. I was wrong on RWLK, even though I had no position. I will learn from that. I was wrong on EARS, but I stuck to the plan. And this is number 2. Get out if the plan isn't working. Small losses and gains don't matter in the long run, but big losses kill your account and your confidence. And it's so important that you understand that. A lot of people will be negative in the world, your friends, your parents, co-workers, random people on Twitter saying, oh, you had a loss, oh, you had a small gain, you're a terrible trader. Don't listen to them. Small losses and small gains are fine because they help educate you and they don't dent your account. Remember, the vast majority of traders lose money every single day, even if they lie about it in chat rooms and on Twitter. This is why Profitly is not as popular as it should be, because people don't want to be transparent. So whenever anybody tries to rip on you for a small loss, don't let it get to you because it's a good thing. Here are some messages I plucked out of the chat room. Teen Trader says, hey Tim, I was short RWLK overnight but cut losses quickly. Only lost $20 thanks to rule number 1. That's a fantastic trade. G. Copina, who's one of my most dedicated challenge students, he came to my Madrid meetup, awesome guy. And he actually says, I still made 65 cents on RWLK. Thanks to your conservative teaching, I exited before it squeezed. That is fantastic. Even if you're wrong, if you're always thinking about rule number 1, cutting losses quickly, you protect yourself. And then you have here, Bunker says, thank you, Tim, reshorted ROVI first as I cut losses fast, trying to short on the consolidation after it spiked and failed. Reshorted 1,000 shares when it broke the consolidation support, shorted at 1689 and covered at 1658. Similar to your trade, but this one was straight from your watch list and from your HTMM How to Make Millions DVD 7. Thank you, it's fucking amazing. And then Joller, plus 1,700 on REXI, and he played options. And this is why the watch list is so important, because, ROVI was a potential short too. So I'm watching for potential shorts, and I talked about this. ROVI, which has now had 3 big up days, and as I outlined in Penny Stocking Part 2, it's tough for it to have a 4th, let alone a 3rd green day. I know the DVD is 8 years old, but the pattern remains true. And what did ROVI do today? it did nothing but tank. So I was right about that one. So I'm wrong on EARS. I'm wrong on RWLK. Let's see what else I had. FXCM and VKTX were potential shorts, but I wasn't really that interested in it. CNIT was my number 3 potential short, and this one has been dropping, although not so much, just a little bit. But it's okay to be wrong. The key is having a plan and sticking to it. That is today's lesson. And a lot of people are asking me, oh, okay, Tim, how do you develop a plan? How do you stick to something if you don't know what a plan is? That is why I show you these different newsletters. All of these traders show you how to create a plan. We all have different approaches on the market. We all make 6 and 7 figures, but we show our plans. If you watch these DVDs, Tim Grittani, Trading Tickers, talks specifically about his plans over and over again, how to make millions, talks about the patterns, the news, the catalysts. This is what you guys need to study. And the Trader Investor Summit, which is now live, if you guys couldn't make it to my Vegas conference, we now have it digital streaming. Save 50% off the regular price for just a few more days. And you can see over a dozen traders who spoke at the Vegas conference, and you can see how we all trade. And you learn from traders who have made it. You see how we develop a plan. You should all watch Penny Stocking Framework, because this is a 7-step plan framework that shows how I trade pump and dumps on the long side and on the short side. So you need to utilize past patterns so that you can be better prepared for future ones. ROVI, it's not random that it's tanking on the 4th day here. This has been literally in a DVD that I've been having for sale for nearly a decade. The pattern has not changed one bit. Kind of crazy, EARS surprised me and a lot of other people, and it keeps breaking out. Fantastic. The higher it goes, the better. I lost a few $100. I think I'm still up overall between my shorting yesterday and today. It's okay. And the higher it goes, there'll be more shorting opportunities in the future. But have a plan and stick to it. Let me just show you a few more tweets. I gotta give props to Osama, made 2,100. And I love this. He said, made some mistakes, but learned a lot from these mistakes. That's even better than the 2,100. Charlie is up 24% on his positions. He loves his job. All you young bucks, get into profitably now. Well, thank you, Charlie. I'm glad you like it. Here's Charles. Shorted ROVI on your advice. Got in at 1730, out at 1654. Beautiful. Straight from the watch list. Let's see. Here is Stuart. He made 50 bucks on REXI. I should bring up REXI too, because this was a play I bought and alerted in here in the 440s. Okay. At worst, you would have been down like 5 cents a share if you somehow held. But the good news is it's up to the 6s. I did not anticipate it going all the way to the 6s. I was in and out. I made my 10, 15%, and it just keeps going and blowing by through resistance at 5. So I can underestimate it, and it's awesome when students do better. Look at Joller, made 1,700. He bought January 5 calls, and he like quintupled his money on that trade. That's for options trading. So sometimes I'm going to go in with a plan and I might even be right, but I'm going to underestimate it, or I'm going to overestimate it. Trading is very inexact science. As I'm making this, I probably should be short INVT. This is a pump. I was looking at shorting this and I totally took my eye off the ball as I was making this video lesson. But when it cracks, if I had been watching, I would have wanted it to crack this level of 235-ish. This afternoon support and this midday support, and that would have been my plan. I probably would have shorted right here on this, this red candle at like 235. I'd only be up 20 cents a share, and I'd probably take it because I have to go to a meeting. But that is how you develop a plan. You look at technical support, you look at technical resistance, you look at the catalyst. The catalyst is this is a pump. It's still just the first day, so it could go more, but when it cracks intraday and midday support, guess what? That's a potential short. That's a plan. So I just want to give you examples of plans. And it doesn't matter if you make $50 or $1,700. It's all about going in with a plan and learning from your plan, learning from your trade, whether it's successful or a mistake, and you try and do better on the next one. And you're always trying to adapt. That's what best traders do. I also got to bring up one other guy, John. He actually bought INVT at 198 and sold it at 262, $140 profit in 2 hours. That's awesome. Sometimes if you're early on a promotion, you can buy it. And he said, 3rd trade ever, been watching all your videos. Awesome job, John. So keep learning, keep formulating plans, and most importantly, keep studying. Watch these damn DVDs and learn from past patterns, learn from past plays, and then you can get better. And sign up for these damn newsletters. You know, I'm gonna push these newsletters on you. I'm pushing these DVDs on you because they help you plan better. That is how you trade better. It all starts with a plan. So remember this. This might only be 2 lessons, but these are probably the most important 2 lessons of your life. So I gotta get to a meeting. See ya.
My name is Tim Sykes, and I teach people to trade stocks. I am a self-made multimillionaire.
So this is the ideal trade that I'm going to talk about. I want you guys to understand every single aspect of this trade.